Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are favored by 3 here on Thursday Night Football. We have Easton Stick starting at QB for the Los Angeles Chargers. Aiden O'Connell, of course, still going for the Raiders. And Keenan Allen is out for the Chargers, throwing another wrench in the Chargers' plans because, he's been the only dependable receiver this year.
Yeah, that's pretty rough for Easton Stick, or, give him his full name, Easton Yellow Synergy Senior Hockey Stick, the 60th.
I pinged Pro Football Reference yesterday.
Oh, is that now added as a
with
nickname?
Your tweet. So I said, please advise and make sure that gets added as a nickname.
Yeah,
at least.
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's no worse than some of the other nicknames that are up there that have never been attributed to anybody in the history of the world.
There are some fun ones. Like, I've never heard this one.
Right.
Are you? Is there a nice acronym to that? What would Austin Gale do with that?
Oh, yeah, he would definitely acronymize it. EYSSHS. So not really.
Yish.
Yeah, it's not a great one.
Anyway, Easton Stick getting his first NFL start here. Mobile quarterback out of North Dakota State.
Yeah, with no wide receivers to speak of. It's pretty rough going.
Well, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to grind it out. Is there something to watch as far as players? I'm always looking at the young players. They're going to be a part of the rebuild, of course, for each team. We got a little bit of life from Tyree Wilson last week.
Yeah,
from the Raiders. Maybe his best game as a pass rusher.
In a 3-0 encounter.
Yes.
Max Crosby looked relatively back. I mean, we talked sort of that week heading into the show, right? Heading into the weekend that he had been dealing with this knee injury. We showed a picture of his knee having swelled up to the size of Nebraska. Like the swelling was the thing that was potentially keeping him from being himself. But he had 8 pressures in that game against the Vikings. And it maybe didn't quite look like Max Crosby. He had a couple of sacks there, but looked pretty close. I mean, looked better than he did the first game he was battling through that knee injury. So Max Crosby is always a pretty good reason to watch the Raiders play. And sure, I mean, if Tyree Wilson is starting to show some signs of life, that would be encouraging too.
Well, he has a 44 grade this year, but
that's not great.
It's not good. But again, if you're a Raiders fan and you're looking for, eyes to the future, seeing if those guys can get involved, some injuries up front to the Raiders offensive line. Dylan Parham will move from guard to center with Andre James out. Mm-hmm. So just something else to keep an eye on there. Aiden O'Connell at this point, 57.8 grade from him. It's really, he had a great game a few weeks ago against the Chiefs. It's really just been an up and down performance from O'Connell so far.
Yeah, I mean, wildly inconsistent for him. Like he had that one spectacular game against the Chiefs. He had a good game against the Giants. But everything else has been not so good.
So 3 points. We're just going to get right through. I'm going to give you guys one thing to watch for most of these games, right? We'll talk about it a little bit and then get right to the picks.
The year's winding down. You're in efficiency mode now, just wrapping up business.
We have to. I mean, there's playoff implications don't exist here.
For this game.
Yeah. Raiders favored by 3. What you got here?
I buy into the Raiders. I feel like Easton Stick, hockey stick, is going to struggle, particularly with no receivers. I mean, this is a game where if Quentin Johnston really wants to salvage his reputation as a rookie, this is the game to do it. Show up, show there's a reason they drafted you in the first round, not other people, and have the kind of game that you haven't had so far this season.
Yeah, I think again, if you're a Chargers fan, you'd be hoping for a Christian Watson late season breakout from Quentin Johnston. There was signs of life. There was a big play last week.
Yeah, I was looking. We read out last week sometime. I went and found my original reaction to watching his tape that I messaged Renner with. Right, immediately, first thing I saw, I was like, "Are you sure this guy isn't ass?" And I was watching him recently, the last few weeks, and I don't even see the explosive stuff, some of the hallmark things that were well, okay, he's not great at the catch point. Okay, he doesn't catch the ball particularly well or run great routes or all the things you don't like. It's but at least he's, big, strong, and fast. And then you're watching him, it's he's not even that at the moment. I'm not seeing this level of explosiveness that would make you buy in to flaws and say, well, at least, he doesn't look like DK Metcalf out there, right? And in that initial reaction to Renner, I was I'm kind of left with the question of what if Sidney Rice couldn't really catch the football? That's Quentin Johnston right now. And that's kind of what he looks like at the moment. And right down to the fact that Sidney Rice made some big plays and was, reasonably good in the NFL before injuries just ruined the guy's career. But you never thought of Sidney Rice as a vastly explosive wide receiver, right? Like, and that's kind of what Johnson's looking like at the moment.
Build up speed, but not
Yeah,
twitch.
exactly.
That's what he has. So we're both taking the Raiders to cover the 3 here. Thursday night football. We'll all be watching because it's football. What else would we be doing?